Capitol Watch to help Native American students whose families were forced out of their homelands decades ago. Colorado lawmakers proposing a new bill. The bill would provide in-state tuition for those students with historical ties to state lands. News 5's Mayo Davison breaks down the bill and the impact it could have on our state.
Lawmakers tell me the main goal of this bill is to right a wrong in Colorado's history. Many Native American families were forced out of their homelands decades ago, and because of barriers that exist today, are unable to claim their rightful place in our state and history. They're hoping the bill will be a step forward in healing the wounds of the past. Long before Colorado Springs was founded as a resort town in 1871, it was inhabited by American Indian tribes.
I know this place was mainly consisted of the Utes, the Cheyenne, the Arapaho, the Apache, and the Shoshone.
Through the years, they were forced out of their homelands as the land became more valuable.
The U.S. government, of course, they wanted to take their land and use it to sell.
Now, decades later, Colorado lawmakers are hoping to remedy the past with a new bill aimed at helping children from families forced out of their homes.
It will make these students that come here and those tribes that are now living out of state a recognition that these were their homelands and to feel more comfortable coming here.
According to the bill, 19% of college-aged American Indian tribe members are enrolled in college compared to 41% of the total college-aged population, the lowest percentage of all race and ethnicity groups surveyed.
I've always thought of education as the great equalizer, and I feel like this is an opportunity for us to, fill a gap that's existed for too long.
Poverty, one of the many barriers for Native American students.
Almost half of the Navajo Nation live in poverty, and almost half of the Navajo Nation does not have running water.
Faced with so many barriers, Native American leaders want to see more efforts when it comes to education. Lawmakers say they'll be having more conversations in the future. The bill will cost over $3 million to implement with lost revenue to colleges. But lawmakers say despite that, colleges are behind this bill. If passed, it would go into effect next fall. Always watching out for you, Colorado Springs. Mayo Davison, News 5.
Mayo, thank you. Up next in your News 5 Sports, we have new details on that horrific crash that landed PGA legend Tiger Woods on the operating table today. What we've learned about the circumstances, his injuries, and what this means for his future. That's next in sports.
We start out with the breaking news from today. Tiger Woods was injured in a rollover car crash this morning in Los Angeles. The LA Sheriff's Office says it was a one-vehicle crash where Woods was driving at a high rate of speed. On-scene paramedics say Woods was alert and his injuries are non-life-threatening. According to reports, the golfer went under hours of surgery and has suffered multiple leg injuries, including a compound fracture and a shattered ankle. We are praying for Tiger and his family this evening. Now to some better news. Well, we'll take it as better news. The full Rockies roster has officially shown up to Arizona for spring training. But the biggest question, with Nolan Arenado not there, who is the centerpiece